So here we are. We have finally made it past Christmas, and we are literally getting ready to step into 2025. It is New Year's Eve, and sitting here, and I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and get one more video out before the end of the year because it's been a very busy few days with the holidays around. You know, a lot of family people coming over. The holidays are busy. That's what it is now. And now that I'm married to my beautiful wife, instead of just having my family I have to deal with, now we have two families. And so it makes us, twice as busy, obviously, because now we do stuff with her family and stuff with my family and so on and so on. So it's been a very, very busy holiday season for us, and I really haven't had a chance to really get a lot of content up. And I was hoping I could get one up before the end of the year, and luckily, much to my surprise, the gift that keeps on giving, Don Lemon decides to open his mouth, his pie hole, one last time before the end of the year, and say some completely ignorant things because, it is Don Lemon, so let's put it that way. And, this is a guy that's been fired from every job that he's had. He had a show at CNN for years and apparently, kept going on his tirades, saying completely moronic things and pissing everybody off, including a lot of women. And the controversy surrounding the show finally, brought CNN up and, hey, you got to go, dude. You got to go. You're out of here. See ya. Now, instead of Don Lemon, trying to, keep things moderate and not be a complete idiot, he decided to go the other route, which caused him to lose his job at CNN. So the next thing he does is he decides to head over to X. Elon Musk gives him his show on X, and that lasted, a couple weeks before he got, shit canned from X for being an idiot. It's just amazing to me. He goes on X and gets the guy who owns the platform on his show and then sits there and berates the guy who owns the platform. What did you think was going to happen? How stupid can you be? How stupid can you be? If I go to work for Apple, which I'm going to use in a later example, if I go to work for Apple and then all I do is sit there and talk bad about Apple and promote IBM and Microsoft and everything else, how long am I going to have my job at Apple? How stupid would I have to be to do that? Well, apparently, Don Lemon, apparently that's a lesson he never learns. Because the thing that gets Don Lemon in trouble is that mouth. He doesn't know how to control it. And he doesn't think before he speaks. He just speaks. And therefore, he gets getting shoved out the door at every turn. So now he's down to, I believe it's just his lowly YouTube channel. And I do mean lowly YouTube channel. And the reason I say that, well, hang on, dude, you got a YouTube channel. I do. But, I don't have a name. I'm just a dude who loves politics. I come on here and I talk because I'm into politics. And, the purpose of this channel was not politics only. And I've started to kind of pull away from it just a little bit. But a lot of it is politics just because we've had such a great year in 2024. The political landscape has just been bombastic, to say the least. I mean, it's just been absolutely insane what has gone on this year. And so, but when I say, his lowly YouTube channel, because he goes from, a CNN show on a national cable news network down to X, which was the biggest platform, for that in the world, to now having his own show on YouTube with a mere 330,000 subscribers. Now, don't get me wrong. I wish I had 330,000 subscribers, and maybe one day I will. That is kind of the goal, is to do that. But we're talking somebody with a name. Somebody that already had a name. Because if you notice, anybody that has a name, it doesn't matter who it is. Taylor Swift, the world's worst singer, who somehow puts up the biggest tour in the universe, if she started a YouTube channel to where she was talking, she would instantly have 3 million subscribers that day. That day, she would have it. And that's what I mean. She's got a name. Don Lemon's got a name and somehow only manages 330,000. So what does that tell you? That tells you that most people simply don't agree with what Don Lemon says. Because you take Russell Brand, how old is his channel? And how many subscribers does he got? He's got millions. Millions. This guy just literally kind of like busted on the scene, a year and a half ago? Because he had a name. Now, granted, he's not going on there being a complete idiot like Don Lemon is, but still, you take somebody that has any type of notoriety at all, you throw them on YouTube, within a week, they have 1 million subscribers. Don't believe me? Just go look. Just go look. Don Lemon can only manage 330,000. So that kind of tells you right there that Don Lemon, well, he's an idiot. That completely tells you. But in his latest rant, I mean, Don Lemon's TDS is literally at DEFCON 1. I'm surprised this guy has not exploded from stupidity and hatred. And this is why he has lost all of his shows. And in his latest rant, he calls Trump supporters dumb fucking idiots. Very smart, Don Lemon. And with our stupid MAGA brains. So before I get too far into it, let's go ahead and play this video for you to enjoy, because I enjoyed it. And this is, Don Lemon at his finest. So let's watch this.
Finding out, you dumb fucking idiots. Now you're just figuring this shit out. You're so fucking stupid and you deserve it. You fucking deserve it because you're so dumb. Jim, it's hypocrisy. So go with me here. Yes, I am gloating over your stupidity and how you were taken. I'm cackling in Kamala, says in Shanta. You have been co-opted because you're in a fucking cult and you don't even realize it because you have stupid MAGA brain and you don't get it. How stupid and dumb are you? And I'm just going to I can't wait to go through this. Okay. So I'm going to read this again. So Krishnan's appointment triggered an anti-Indian backlash on social media, particularly given his past advocacy for increasing green cards and immigration broadly. Oh no, immigration. We can't do the immigration because it's hot in here, guys. All right. Woo! Thank you. We can't do the immigration because, the immigration, it triggers some people. You know what they're saying about the anti-immigrant stuff, right? Who's in to say that one of the jobs you might be seeking won't be one of those white jobs?
This is what he's come down to. Or these absolutely asinine rants to where he just looks like a complete fool, laughing hysterically. And let's put a couple things into perspective here. So first off, Don, fired from every job Lemon, is, like I said, now down on his lowly YouTube channel with some seriously shitty production going on here. You would think that after all of his years well, if you want to call it media, you would think after all of his years, he would at least know how to set up some good sound and some good lighting. It's absolutely pathetic how bad his channel looks. But this guy who's on here absolutely bashing MAGA, cult, the MAGA cult, MAGA brain. So let's put this into perspective, like I said. So the MAGA cult consists of winning the electorate, winning the popular. Okay, now in order for him to do this, that means a lot of Democrats, when they finally got to the poll, you know what? I'm voting for Trump. I've had 4 years of Biden and liberal policies, and it's done nothing but kill me. So let's think about that for a minute. It wasn't just the Republicans that put Trump in office. A lot of Democrats and a hell of a lot of independents voted for Donald Trump. Because when you put Donald Trump up against the worst candidate in history, Kamala Harris, who has no policy, doesn't even have a brain, the choice was pretty easy. And then you have the Democrats on there saying, well, we barely lost. We only lost by 2%. Yeah, that 2% equated down to about 3.3 million votes. That's not barely losing. That is getting your ass handed to you. Barely losing is losing by 300,000 votes, not 3.3 million votes. Massive difference. But electorate and popular, all right, won the Senate, took the Senate back because the down balloting of Donald Trump was very strong. Kamala Harris's was extremely weak, as was the Democrats. Kept Congress, completely destroyed the blue wall, and won all the swing states. Now, these swing states were the states that they thought for sure they had. The blue wall was going to put Kamala into the presidency. Lost it all. So that means that MAGA is not only just a little bitty cult, us crazies over here. MAGA is literally the biggest political movement in history. The biggest. This was an election the Democrats thought they had in the bag. Even on election day, they were still saying Kamala's got it. Trump doesn't have a chance. Trump can't win. And not only did Trump win, Trump destroyed the Democrat Party. Destroyed it. They're still in such disarray over there. They're still pointing fingers at why they lost. They're too stupid to figure out why they lost. Don Lemon is a prime example of the liberal stupidity. A prime example. This guy's over here bashing MAGA, and this is what causes the division that, so many people are talking about, because now that we've won, the Republicans have won, the Democrats have won. I mean, Democrats have lost, MAGA has won, now it's on to business. But on the Democrat side, it's still, let's bash MAGA. I mean, I see it on the forums every single day. The Democrats are on there. They're so ignorant, they're still keeping on the same talking points they had before they lost the election. You lost. You lost because of what you believe in. What Don Lemon is ranting about here is immigration. And of course, Don Lemon, being the racist that he is, and don't tell me he's not a racist, because what he should have said is, about these H-1B visa people coming in and taking American jobs, not little Donnie Lemon taking a white job. A white job. Because anywhere a liberal can inject race into a situation, they do. And the liberals are why racism is alive and well in America. It's because of liberals. It's not because of the Republicans. Hell, it's not even really because of Democrats. It's because of liberals, like Don Lemon. There's no reason to say that white job and to start laughing like a complete moron. But when you're a racist, that's what you do. You insert race into every single thing that is an issue or a topic for you, like Don Lemon does. He does it over and over and over and over. But now we have this guy that's on his little bitty YouTube channel. Little bitty. We're talking, like I said, this is Don Lemon. This guy should have 3, 4, 5 million followers. Got 330,000. That's terrible. And somebody with the notoriety, if you want to call it that, maybe I should say the infamy, that Don Lemon has. This guy should have millions of subscribers. He got 330,000. So what does that tell you? That tells you that nobody's tuning into Don Lemon again. Still, he's still out there on an island. And this is why, because he's an absolute moron. And, our MAGA brains, like I said, not only did we win the presidency, we won everything. We won it all. And we won it because a lot of independents and a lot of Democrats voted for Donald Trump. It wasn't just the MAGA brain people. It was the people that were standing at the line, and the Democrats, well, the economy is fantastic. The economy is being great, and the economy itself is very good. But where the Democrats are failing to see, because again, they're completely short-sighted and they're blinded by their own stupidity, is you take Joe, who makes $50,000 a year before Joe Biden. He's able to make, ends meet. He's not living a lavish lifestyle, but they're living. They're happy. They're okay. Everything's being paid. Then you insert one Joe Biden. Then everything goes to complete hell. Complete hell. Now, the economy comes roaring back, and it does, because that's what economies do. I don't give a shit how bad it is. The economy will always come back. The economy is a living, breathing entity. It will always fight itself back to life. But the problem is you have Joe over here who made 50,000. Let's say he makes 55 now, because no company is going to take him from 50,000 to 80,000 for the same job in a few years. That's not going to happen anywhere in the world. So he's going to, let's say he makes 55. But the problem is the cost of everything in America is now up 30%. 30%. So he gets a, 1.5%, 2% raise. But the cost of everything he used to buy has gone up 30%. So now he can no longer make ends meet on that. Even though he's buying and doing the same stuff, everything costs 30% more. That's what people were talking about when they were talking about how bad the economy is. But you have the idiot liberals, and like I said, I see it every day on the forums. Oh, my 401k is doing great. Is it really? Is it really? Because if you had to cash your 401k out today, how great would it be when everything cost you 30% more than it did 4 years ago? Because realistically, if your 401k is up 10%, and if you had to pull that money out and physically use it for something, well, actually it's down 20%. Because of what the cost of everything is. So your 401k is really not doing that great because it's not outpacing the cost of goods in no way, shape, or form. Nobody's 401k is out there earning 40% right now. Nobody in the world is earning that. You may be earning 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 if you're lucky. You're not earning over 30%. So your 401k is actually not making money because the cost of everything is so high. If you had to pull your 401k out today and use it to live, it wouldn't go as far as it would 4 years ago. So that's what people are talking about the economy. And the thing that lost the liberals the election, two things. The economy, and like I said, I just gave you an example of what the economy everybody's talking about, and immigration. Immigration was the other hot topic. And what this idiot Don Lemon is blowing up about is that very thing, immigration. Now, what's going on is the H-1B visas have come to topic on the Republican side. And the party's kind of split. You got Vivek and you have Elon over there who are for H-1B visas because they're saying if it wasn't for the H-1B, we wouldn't be here. Well, Elon wouldn't be here anyway. Vivek probably would be. But Elon wouldn't be here. Well, Vivek may not. If we'd never had him, well, he wouldn't be here either because, he's from immigrants. And then Donald Trump is like, I understand what you're saying, so he's going to side with Elon and Vivek. But then you have the other half of the Republican Party. He's like, no. We got to get all this under control. And I agree with that half of the Republican Party. I'm sorry, Elon. I think you're a great dude. I think you're a great American. I'm sorry, Vivek. I'm sure you're a great guy too. But I agree with the other half because the problem is the Democrats have destroyed immigration so much. They've done so much damage to the United States. We have to stop it all to get it under control. And that even means the H-1B visas. And that's where the split is right now in the Republican Party. And I understand that. And I'm on the side of stop it all. Get rid of it all. Because we cannot take care of anybody else until we take care of ourselves. That's how it works. That's how it works. And what we have to do is completely shut down immigration. Stop it. Deport all the illegals. Get it under control. And then see what we can bring back, which chances are is going to be the H-1B visas. Now, what Don Lemon's ranting about is people coming in on H-1B visas taking white jobs. Okay, what he should have said, racist Don, is American jobs. Why is it a white job? So, Don, are you saying that black people are so stupid they can't get that job? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying to me. Or the Mexican Americans that live here, you're saying they're so stupid they can't get that job? Because that's exactly what it sounds like to me. Or the Chinese American or the Japanese American, people who were born here who are not only American citizens, they've been here their whole life. So, you're no longer Japanese American. You're American. You were born here. Your heritage might be Japanese, but you're American. So why all the racism, Don? Why all the racism? Because that's what you're saying. You're saying a white job. So you're saying all these other people are too stupid to get those jobs, and the only other people who can get them are people coming in on H-1B visas from India. That's what you're saying. So, Don, you're a racist. And the biggest thing is I don't understand why you hate America. America that gave you the opportunity to be the moron that you are and give you a show on CNN. And to continue to be the moron that you are and get you a show on X until you stupidly got Elon Musk on your show, the guy giving you the shot, and then berated the guy who's giving you the shot. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. That's like me going to work for Apple, and when people come in, I just talk about how bad Apple is and that they should go buy Microsoft. How long do you think I'm going to have my job at Apple? And not very long. Not very long at all. But that's how stupid liberals are. And Don Lemon is a prime example of an ignorant liberal. Well, let me rephrase that. A prime example of an ignorant racist liberal. Because Don Lemon just literally said the white jobs. So every other American who's not white is too stupid to get that job, so we got to have H-1B visas. That's literally what he said, verbatim. And then he laughs like a complete moron. Starts cackling off camera like a complete idiot. So the good thing about this is, 24 has just brought us a bunch of absolutely fantastic things. An amazing comeback from Donald Trump, who not only defeats Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, pretty much defeated Obama and the Hollywood elite. Donald Trump pretty much defeated all of them in one shot. So kudos to Donald Trump, because that's a hell of a feat. Hell of a feat. While dodging corrupt DAs left and right and bullets. While doing all that, still manages to defeat the hypocrisy of the left. You got to give the guy credit for that. If nothing else, you have to appreciate that. You have to appreciate that. But the thing that amazes me most is here it is now. Donald Trump's getting ready to walk into the White House. The liberals still have no idea why they lost. And like I said, I see it on the forums every day. They're still sticking to the same talking points they did before they lost the election. Absolute idiots. And they still can't figure out what the problem is. They still can't figure it out. Biden's blaming Obama. Obama's blaming Kamala. Kamala's blaming Biden. They're all just pointing the fingers at each other. Well, I'm going to tell you why you lost. You lost because you're idiots. You lost because you didn't listen to America at all. You lost because you became the party of rich liberal elites. You completely abandoned the middle class. Completely abandoned the middle class. You were not hearing the cries and the screams of the people below you because you were too busy stepping on them to hear them cry. You were too busy kicking them when they were down because that's exactly what you did. That's exactly what you did. When you have the President of the United States gets on the TV when people are complaining they can't afford food, they can't afford housing, they can't afford anything, and the president comes on, Joe Biden, who got on TV and said they can afford it. They got the money. That was the damnedest thing I've ever seen. Who does that? What kind of president does that? Y'all are just whining. You got plenty of money. Quit your bitching and go out and pay for it. That's literally what Joe Biden said. Now, granted, I added the, quit your bitching and go pay for it. But that's what he said. You got the money. You can afford it. Because they forgot about the middle class. They forgot about the little people. Well, the little people is what makes the country run. You take away the little people. You take away the middle class. You take away the poor. The poor, not so much because they're poor, unfortunately. And, a lot of them don't work. But the little people are the middle class. Even the upper middle class, to them are the little people. If you're not banking $2, $3, $4 million a year, you don't count in their eyes. And the only ones that really count are the billionaires, because the left has become the party of the rich liberal elites. They forgot everybody else. That's why they lost the election. But amazingly, even after all that, you still have an idiot like Don Lemon who still manages to get on his lowly little YouTube channel after he's been fired from everywhere else and still have the audacity to act like a complete racist moron.